Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Aftershock Wrestling Entertainment. I am Brant, and I'm doing a little free play here as I introduce what I'm about to start posting on this channel. Um, in the past, I did videos, podcasts, wrestling commentary, that kind of thing. And now I'm going to try my hand at some gaming stuff. So this is just to give you a little taste of some of the types of characters I'm going to have in my universe. So if you're not familiar with WWE 2K24, that's what this game is. I'm playing on PS5, and I know within a matter of days 2K25 is coming out. I'm well aware. It is what it is. I started playing WWE 2K24 when it went free on PlayStation, which I think was like October, November of last year or something. So this has been something I've been slowly, as time allows, kind of working on for the past like 4 months or whatever. And I'm finally ready to release some content just in time for the new game to come out. But I'm not going to be able to get the new game right away. It comes out on March 7th for pre-order, 14th for, everybody. And yeah, maybe I'll get it for my birthday. It's in about 3 weeks. We'll see. But anyway, I just wanted to do a little free play while I discuss how I'm approaching my version of Universe Mode for 2K24. So if you're interested, you can like and subscribe and follow my series, my season of Universe, starting with the week after WrestleMania through WrestleMania. And then hopefully I'll be able to jump into 2K25 and start from there. So this is the first time I've ever done Universe Mode, and I've played previous WWE games, obviously. I've played like wrestling games since the arcade days. Royal Rumble WWF game, man, love it. Got the PS1 games, got the N64 games, got some of the 2K franchise as well. Just never played Universe Mode. For whatever reason, I was more of a story guy. I got into the story modes. So that's just where I like to be. I was never an online multiplayer kind of guy. Just, story mode was my jam. So when this game came out, what I do anytime I get a wrestling game, I create a wrestler and I take them through the story, my rise. So that's what I started off with. And I got through that and I started playing around to see, what other playability was. So I played my GM, and I went through a whole season of that, and I played that, and just random matches throughout that season, which was a lot of fun. But it got tedious, and it wasn't totally what I wanted. So then I got into the community creations fad, right? I just I never really looked around in there before. And I didn't know the depth of things that you could get in community creations and all the incredible stuff, incredible like characters and arenas and titles and everything that everybody had. So I went looking around there, and then I honestly kind of went crazy. And I will, by the way, while I'm talking about that real quick, anytime I post a video, because I forget to mention this in the first official video that's going up, hopefully tomorrow, I will be listing in the description the creation and the creator behind that creation. If it's, even if it's one that I created myself, I will list that as well. Like this ring mat, which was inspired by another channel. I saw they had one that was kind of cool, and I'm a graphic designer, and so I created my own ring mat here. Throughout some of the videos, you'll see like the Fortnite Snickers one and stuff like that, but then I ultimately change it to these because I like the cleaner look, and it's just, a lot of people complain about the advertising on the mats. I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all. Still, I still like this cleaner look, single color. Just, it looks nice, and it's got my logos and the logo of the brand, all that stuff. So anyway, so I'll include all that stuff in there. So anyway, I got into community creations, and man, they've got so many cool, you know, wrestlers and title belts and arenas and shows and whatnot. And I quickly found myself, and I'm sure anybody that's dabbled in community creations can attest, I found myself exceeding that image limit really quick. And ultimately, it resulted in a handful of wrestlers really messing up, faces replaced with graphics, and you know, whatever. I ended up having to delete them because, you know, anyway, so I finally got it all sorted out, and got most of the people that I wanted. I'm missing a few key people, like going into this, and this will also give you a hint at what my universe is going to kind of be like. I wasn't able to get Obafemi or Julia or Okada, but I got most of the current champions. So, like my boy Moose here, X Division champion in TNA. So I finally got that all sorted, and I have every single CAW slot taken up. So I do have 3 wrestlers that I created, like, you know, that aren't actual people. One is a new tag team that I debut on the first episode, and the other one is me. I put my face in there. I did the whole face swap thing. I put my face in there, and I made myself part of a faction. As a matter of fact, Moose is in that faction, so part of the reason why I'm playing with him right now. But yeah, so those are the only 3 like that. And then there are a handful of alt attires where I just use the in-game attire options to give some of the in-game superstars some alt attires. And then the rest of them are downloads from community creations. And so the majority, like 95%, are, you know, ones that I downloaded, including arenas and everything. I've got a bunch of arenas, and I think I created 2 of them, maybe 3 of them myself, and the rest I downloaded. And then on some of the CAWS and on some of the arenas, I did make some minor modifications, like this mat, like Sammy Guevara's tights, as a matter of fact. I'll talk about that in a minute. But for the most part, I left them intact. Might have changed some colors here and there or whatever. This version of Sammy Guevara, which again, creator in the description, had like the old logo on the tights, and I wanted an updated version of Sammy, but I was out of image space, and I was also trying to clear up some image space. And this will be a tip for anybody, if you have the skills to do so. What I did was, like in Sammy's case, he was using like 3 or 4 graphics for the tight design. So I went and found the new logo, which is kind of that skull with the mohawky kind of hair is what's on the front of his tights now. And I created, and it took some trial and error, but I created my own wraparound single graphic tights thing that goes over the green. So that's me. The rest of the call is created by the creator in the description, but that logo that wraps around the green is all me. And I did that, you know, for a few different wrestlers. I did it for Adam Cole, and I think Ricky Starks, different ones that I did. So anyway, I just have fun. I tried to, you know, curate it to the universe that I wanted to play, and it is an expanded universe. Once I got all that done, and it was all with the intention of just playing and having fun with it and trying to try out Universe and stuff. And then I found some other channels, and I was not aware of the community of, wow, Sammy, of streamers on YouTube and Twitch, etc., that have been doing 2K Universe for all these years, through all these games. I had no idea this existed, and I found myself going down a rabbit hole of watching these Universe players, and there's a lot of really good ones out there with some creative storytelling and things like that. And I kind of fell in love with a big channel, probably the biggest, I would say, is Goran Perkins. Biggest one I found anyway. I really fell in love with their stuff, and that's what the Ring Mat is inspired from. But I watched a lot of their stuff. I watched their whole final 2K season, 2K24 season, and yeah. So I was like, well, I've already got all these arenas, all these shows, all these CAWS, all these title belts. Why not do this myself? I've got this wrestling channel sitting here that I have not updated in a while. Not really doing the podcast anymore. I've really gotten into this game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So why not? Oh, stop. Why not give this a shot and try to do it myself? And so that's what I'm doing. And I will admit that I went overboard, like, a lot, and I tried to do a lot. And so when you see my expanded universe, you'll understand. I'm not going to give too much of it away. I'm going to save some surprises. But yeah, I going into 2K25, if I continue doing universe, and that'll depend on, this channel, if people are enjoying it, if I'm enjoying it, but I also want other people to enjoy it as well. So we'll see what happens with it. But if I continue to do it in 2K25, I'm gonna scale it back, like way back. You'll understand. I tried to do way too much, and even before I started editing videos to post, I cut a lot of stuff and decided to even scale back what I was doing, but it was already too big. I just tried to do a lot, and it is a lot. So it's all good though. I had fun, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. But I forget where I was going with that. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of talk about it a little bit, what I was planning on doing with it, the release schedule and that kind of thing, and kind of show off a little bit of the idea behind it. As you can see in this match that I'm doing right here, you've got AEW and TNA stars. That gives a little hint. I'm wrestling in a custom Raw ring. That gives a little bit of a hint as well. You can see kind of where it's going. At the same time, I'm just gonna let it play out and let it be a surprise as we go forward, and you'll see. That's part of the fun of it, right? Like, not knowing what's coming. I think that's part of the fun of it anyway. So hopefully you all enjoy it. But I wanted to do an expanded universe that kind of embodied all the things that I enjoy about wrestling, and I'm not like one side of the aisle or the other kind of guy. If I enjoy it, I enjoy it. And, wrestling is wrestling, and I love wrestling. Been watching wrestling since I was 6 years old. It's the one thing in my life that has been a constant that I've never quit, never walked away from. So I love it. Comic books and wrestling. I love these things. So, yeah. So, my universe has a bunch of custom wrestlers, a bunch of in-game wrestlers. I'm gonna start off. So the way I've set it up, I started off with every current champion that I had access to, or at least current champion as of the time of the recording. So some of them will have lost their titles by the time these videos go up, but that's okay. So, for example, Tiffany Stratton, champion. Rhea Ripley, champion. Moose, like I said, is champion, etc. DIY tag team champion. So that's my starting point, is trying to get it as close to accurate as possible. I think I kept the rosters of shows pretty close to current as well, with a few exceptions. The faction that I mentioned is a combination of wrestlers from different brands / companies. Moose, myself, Ricky Starks, and Robert Roode are my faction. Call us the Syndicate. Made up a logo and everything. So so that's my faction, and we're obviously from multiple brands, fictional and real. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. I'm gonna have fun with it. I hope you have fun with it. Here's one thing I'll tell you, because I did change this. When I started off recording Universe and setting up, all the matches and stuff, because I had so many wrestlers on my show rosters, like I'm talking 50 to 70 wrestlers per show. I thought that, I've got to do like 5 to 7 matches per card to showcase everybody, to keep storylines going, to keep it interesting, right? I quickly learned that nobody's going to sit there and watch that many matches, especially when they go on for a long time. When you have each match that's going like 15 to 20 minutes, you're not going to sit there through 7 of those, right? Unless, it's like a pay-per-view and it's multiple parts and that kind of thing. So I was like, okay, I've got to pivot. I got to figure out a way to adjust this. And thankfully, the game kind of glitched and helped me out a little bit. So I had Universe set up, had it ready to go, was waiting for when I wanted to start recording, and I was waiting, trying to get everything in order for that to happen. Well, I just ended the match, so I'm going to have to start another match. So yeah, I was trying to get everything to in order to happen, and when I went to go start Universe, for some reason, it had auto simulated through the entire first week, and I lost the first week. So I was like, okay, I'll either fudge it, I won't tell them, or I'll just, say it's starting from week 2 or whatever, right? So what I did instead, ultimately, was I kind of shifted matches where I could that didn't mess up any storylines or anything like that. I shifted matches to where I'll just do a quick one-on-one. Sure, we'll leave it at... Nah, you know what? I'll do a custom arena. We'll do Collision. We'll do Cody. Nah, let's go custom real quick. Giving you a little... I'll show you Adam Cole, because I can show you the attire I did. We'll go with that one. Let me pick an opponent, and then I'll get back to what I was saying here. Who do I want to fight? I know. There we go. All right. So what I did was, because I had all these massive cards, and I had recorded all the content, all the videos, some of them with commentary. And by the way, that's one thing I did want to say. This video I'm recording with my headset mic. There are a handful of videos that I recorded with this mic, and it's not the best, and the audio is not as crisp as I would like. So in most of the videos, you're going to hear me using a better mic. It's a standalone mic. So know that going forward, that I believe in the very first episode, it's the better mic, but then it deteriorates a couple of episodes later. So just keep that in mind, but most of it's going to be on the good mic, so don't worry about that. This was just, I wanted to do a quick playthrough here, and I just already had the headset, so I figured I'd just go ahead and record this one on the headset. I did kind of makeshift this jacket. I didn't have the one from Community Creation, so I just kind of made that, and I had the Undisputed Kingdom logo from another design, and I added those to Cole here. But I'll show you the tights. The wraparound on his tights is a design I made too, which is kind of a mashup of different ones of his different gears. And it's one single graphic that I created that wraps around, but the rest of the creation again is from the creator in the description. And MJF is, I made no changes to him, creator of MJF in the description as well. So, and this collision ring, aside from the mat, of course, which I did. So, yeah, see how it's got the AC and the lines, but on the side it's got the lightning bolts, and then on the back it has the two fingers and the Bebe. So anyway, Mike is going to be better through most of the season. So what I did was those shows where I had like 7 matches or 6 matches or whatever it was, I shifted. So I picked and chose which matches I could like live without, that I didn't need to showcase, that was just like one-offs that I threw in there to fill up space or whatever. And I shifted everything over to that first week so that I would have less matches throughout those first, I think it was like the first 6 weeks I had recorded like that. So I made it work to where there's usually 2 to 4 matches per episode now. And I think that's a lot more manageable. The ones that I've been watching, it's usually been 2 or 3. And so usually when I'm doing the 2 or 4, or 2 to 4, some of them are shorter. Or I'll break it up into parts. And for like pay-per-views and stuff, I'm doing multiple parts. Or special shows, like, for example, if I was doing a TNA show and they, you know how they theme their episodes, sometimes they'll have like what they used to do as pay-per-views as their shows, like Against All Odds or something like that. So if I'll do that, I'll do a longer multi-part show. Same thing, like if I was going to do an AEW and they do like, I don't know, Blood and Guts or Winter's Coming, the things that they usually carry over to Dynamite and Collision. I'll do that, and I'll do it in multiple parts. But other than that, I'm trying to stick to the 2 to 4 matches as much as possible. And after the stuff that I had already recorded, once I realized that, I'll purposely be keeping that shorter, because I know that's what I've seen is kind of the average, and I want to kind of stick to the average there. See the Bebe on the back? So I was really proud of these. This was the first one I designed, this design on Adam Cole's tights. So I kind of like that. So I'll show you, let me go into, I'll show you a closer look at that actually. Forgot I could do this while I'm recording here. So you got the Bebe. And I kind of recreated that logo. I couldn't find like a clean version of it, so I kind of recreated it. Come on, spin around. Trying to spin around to the front to show a better view of it, and it's taking me a minute. Apologies. I'll get there. Good look at my Aftershock Wrestling Entertainment logo, though. This one I use for the podcast. I created the podcast back, just kind of a little side tangent. I created the podcast back when AEW first launched, myself and a friend of mine. And we started doing vidcasts and podcasts just specifically for AEW. And then we kind of branched off to WWE, and we were going to do Ring of Honor and New Japan at the time. And, COVID happened, life happened, and things didn't go that well. I tried to revive it a couple of times, and it's just been a while. So now I'm back with this content. So yeah, you can see how it's kind of a mashup of different designs that he's done. So kind of proud of that one. Anyway, Um, so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. So the first episode, it's gonna have, I think it's 3 matches that I went with. It's 3 or 4. I might have done a little bit longer. I think the first episode is just over a half hour for that first one, and then the second one's more manageable. More of what I've seen is more like the 20 something minutes, 23, 24 minutes, something like that. So that's kind of what you can expect. Sometimes they'll be shorter, sometimes they'll be a little bit longer. And I know I'm like coming to this really late. Everybody's going to be watching 2K25 content. If you happen to find this and you enjoy it, let me know. And if you got ideas for me, tips, whatever, criticisms, I'm here for it. Leave me a comment. And, while you're listening to this, if you're into comic books too, I have a comic channel, onlygoodcomics.com, and cbwpodcast.com. That's Comic Book Weekly. I've been doing that one for 10 plus years with a couple of friends of mine. Every Tuesday night we go live and talk comics, and then on onlygoodcomics.com every Friday I do a Friday first episode, and I'm also on TikTok with that. So otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this wrestling content, this wrestling game content, 2K24 season 1, first and last of its kind, because this is I'll be jumping to 2K25 after that. But yeah, I went crazy. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have fun with it, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon in universe mode.